Let's look at the teams then. We'll start off with the Bradford Bulls. No Jordan Lilly for them. That is a blow. Forces a bit of a reshuffle. Burton and Keir will be at fullback and halfback respectively. Deck Patton in there. Steve Crossley makes his 150th Bulls appearance. Thomas Doyle will be crucial as ever. Well, Chester Butler, Brad England and Sam Hallis lock up the pack. The experienced George Flanagan on the bench. As we'll have a look at the Halifax team there. James Woodburn Hall, the fullback, still no Lachlan Walmsley for Halifax, but they do welcome back Worthington, Kavanagh and Barber after suspension, but they are still without G and Guaze, who missed this one through suspension. Jouffre and Keys will be key at halfback. Brandon Moore at the dummy half as ever. And ahead of kick-off here, we have just had the 13 seconds of silence in support of the RFL's Tackle It campaign. There is no room for racism or discrimination in any walk of life, and certainly not here on the rugby league field. We are set for action. Mike Smale is the man in the middle. Keen viewer of Premier Sports. He said a big hello to me because I think I big him up a bit more than you lads, but hopefully they'll have a good game tonight.
You've always been a good liar, Mark.
Hey, there you go. We're about to get underway. Leon said through gritted teeth earlier on he thinks Halifax are going to win.
Yeah, last time we watched them against York, I was very impressed with them. I thought they were fantastic. So with 3 players returning to the squad, I can see another big performance from them boys.
Bradford about to kick off then here. Game 3 of the Bash. The Bulls defending the Western Terrace, their fans down that end of the ground. The Halifax fans behind the posts that Bradford are kicking to now. There's plenty of them here and they're making lots of noise as well. As we get the go-ahead and we're underway. Wins earlier on for Sheffield and Batley, who will join them in Game 3. And don't forget, Featherstone Lee still to come. The day building up nicely here on Premier Sports, and Halifax with first use of the ball will look to get a good set away as Colcott brings it forward. And Bradford on the back of those 4 successive defeats will be desperate to hit the ground running here. There's a good run there from Kavanagh up to the 40. Moore gets it away. Fairbank with a head bandage on. Well, he's nearly lasted as long as he did at Odsall. If he gets through this set, we'll find out. Tempers flared at Odsall. Here he goes again. I think we mentioned it before, Leon. With a name like Fairbank, mate, they don't make them anything other than tough, do they?
Absolutely. If you remember, is it his uncle, Concrete at Bradford? Fairbank, one of the hardest players to ever play the game.
High kick is taken at the back by Burton and brings it forward. Kevin, what do you make of that opening set?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was a good kick-off. They got stuck into him with that energy that we said that Mark Dunning will be desperate to see. It was there. Sam Ellis put good pressure under the kicker, and now they get to bring the ball out in decent circumstances.
Here's Miller off the bench. The ball now comes forward here with Gill over the 40-metre line. Great to hear from Brian Noble earlier on. Now back involved with Bradford, of course. Here's Hallis, takes it forward. Last one, they're on the halfway line. Bulls waiting. Not in a repeat set, they're not going to get one. Doyle gets the pass away. Patton's kick is blocked. Now, was that played out? It's going to stay in the field of play here, and Halifax are going to get on it. I thought for a second there, Leon, Matt Garside thought that was going out on the full, didn't he?
He gave himself up, he didn't chase the ball, and he realised that he could actually get a chance to get on the ball and it's play on, so great attacking opportunity now for Halifax.
Big chance here. Patton's kick charged down. Kevin Bradford not really getting to the end of the set.
Yeah, that's one thing that needs to be spot on. Endo mentioned it in the previous game. If you're gonna win, you've got to get your kicking game right.
Here's Zach McComb on the wing. No Lachlan Walmsley. Hopefully back soon. And McComb slicing his way through. He scored in the win at Odsall earlier in the season. And now Moore is in at dummy half. Here goes Colcott, gets the pass away. Jouffre testing the line. Good tackle, needed to be as well from the Bulls. Patton involved a couple of metres off the line. Come back to Moore. Here goes Murray. Murray carts it forward again, a metre out. Keys is waiting to the left of the post. He's not going to get it. Moore's going to try and pinch one, but Bradford are underneath him. And that in the end was decent defence.
Yeah, and all this has been brought on, by a poor kick. It's been charged down, and you just need to give yourself a bit of time, especially early on in the game when there is so much energy and so much kick pressure. The result, they survived that, but look where they're bringing the ball out now, and the energy that they've had to use just from one poor kick. is massive.
What did you make of that set from Halifax, Leon?
Yeah, I thought it was a good set. I thought it was patient. They probably should have gone to Keys on last play to just let him put the ball in goal or in the air and compete for it. But not a bad set. Just testing out Bradford, just putting the feelers out there.
Yeah, they are indeed. As the Bulls bring it forward. Tackle made just outside the 20. Always keenly fought contests these between these two big rivals. Now Evans will take it forward. Just an 8th start of the season for Ben Evans, being used predominantly from the bench. Here's Crossley, appearance 150 for the Bulls for him. Tackle made, last one. Patton this time will get the kick, gets it away this time. A tester at the back. Woodburn Hall catches it nicely, turns it back inside. That's a better set from the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, better set, better kick. If anything, if he was being super critical, you'd probably want to sprint from the kick chase. I think they could have put some pressure under Woodburn Hall and Saltonstall there. It just lets them out a little bit easy. But Bradford are just being really patient with their approach. They're going up the middle with using these big forwards. I'm not sure how long it'll be before they start pulling the trigger, but at the minute they're just happy to go through the middle.
They are indeed. Ball up to the 40-metre line. Oh, lovely pass from Fairbank. Well defended though. Murray with a drive forward up to the halfway line. More busy again. Finds Jouffre. Big step from Jouffre. Almost got through there. Doyle just held on to him. Last one. Gonna play it now. Here is Keys. Keys goes across the field. The chasers are after it, but there is Matty Dawson-Jones, and not a bad set in return from Halifax.
Yeah, just a big difference there in the attacking styles in yardage. Halifax are shaped up both sides of the ball, look like they could pull the trigger at any time, whereas Bradford are very direct, and I really like the style that Halifax are playing in. They look like they can pass at any moment in time.
Simon Griggs there looked quite relaxed, didn't he, as Miller brings the ball forward up to the 30.
I think that's one thing he's brought in. Grixie just backing up what Liam said. The attackers are team, don't they? You know, it's not one out. Even if it's a drive, it's through shape, and it must be really hard to defend against consistently.
Bradford this time just having to put the kick in behind. It's not a bad kick. McCoon will pick it up. Brings it back up to the 20. Sidesteps his way through. That was a little bit too easy, really, wasn't it? But Bradford make the tackle. 25 out. The Panthers surprisingly beaten last week. Mark Dunning there had a really good start to his Bradford career as interim, but as soon as he got the boss's job, the wheels have fallen off a bit, Leon, haven't they, in results?
Yeah, and like you say, he picked up a couple of good wins when he was interim, but then four defeats on the bounce as head coach since it's been announced, and you know, the pressure does mount, doesn't it?
Does. There he is looking on. He beats it at the side of him. Time servant of the Bulls. As the tap taken, and here now goes Fairbank, tips the ball on again. 35 out as Moore waits centre field. Fairbank again, a willing carrier, gets it to Jouffre, miss out pass, gets Saltonstall away, but instantly tackled. 20 metres out though. Halifax here looking to put pressure on the Bulls' defence. Carry there, inside the 20 they go. Bradford trying to slow things down best they can. Jouffre and Keys have loaded up to the left. Keys now, short pass, they use Colcott. There's a battering ram, he's tackled 8 away. Quick play of the ball, Moore jumps out of dummy half. Here now is Murray on the rampage, looking to pile drive his way through. Great defence again from the Bulls. Last one though, they're going short side, they've got numbers. Jouffre, short pass. Have they got it down? They have. The Panthers are over. And they lead by 4 points to 0. Too big, too strong down the short side.
Yeah, they were. They brought it on themselves, haven't they? They've had a kick charge down that, they got away with that one. They didn't learn the lesson. Then they give a penalty away, and it was Louis Jouffre on that right edge who just opened up, the space for his right centre there to score the try, and it was just too strong. He was too big, too strong. But Bradford just couldn't get off the line far enough. Jouffre, short ball. I think it's Saltonstall who goes over.
That's Tibbs, yeah. 11th try of the season in just 12 games.
If you look though, both sides set up. Joe Keys is set up on a last play to kick left, and then Jouffre drifts to the right. It's a little reverse play, switches it back, and that's what we talk about, being ready to play both sides of the ruck. It's a great combination in the halfbacks between Keys and Jouffre.
I've been really impressed with Jouffre at the start of this game. He's run the ball early, which puts that doubt in the mind, is he going to run all the time? He's gone long a few times, and on that occasion, he just played short. It's a really patient and varied approach that he started this game.
Tough kick for Keys to open up his account, and it's waved away. Much to the light of the Bradford fans. 4 points to 0. It remains.
This is an important set now for Bradford. With the doubt they've had and the 4 games previously where they've lost, you could be, as a player there, you think, it's going to happen again here. And it's just important now that the senior players, the man kicking the ball, the leader of this team, the general pattern, just controls his team down and plays patient, starts to, ask some questions of this Halifax defence when they do get the ball.
The Halifax fans in good voice. They like Ben Tibbs, a youngster, flying at the moment. 11 in 12 for the young centre. Just keep scoring tries. Not a bad habit to have, is it?
There's worse ones.
Yeah, there are. All up to the 40.
Shift from Halifax here. Keys set up.
Here is Keys. Gets it away. Jouffre. They're like twins, aren't they, those two? Everywhere one goes, the other's generally following. Up to halfway they go. Ball comes forward here. Back down the middle. Last one. They've got over the halfway line now. Halifax on the back of that opening try, and Keys is going to stand up the kick. Dawson Jones waits on his 10, catches it. Look at that wall of blue and white in front of him.
Yeah, it's a really good point as well, Mark, because it's one thing we don't talk about in the English game so much is little things like kick chase. But I noticed in the York game when we were there a couple of weeks ago, Halifax's kick chase is second to none. It's fantastic, and we've seen another example of it here today.
It's an effort thing, an attitude thing, isn't it?
It's a race. It's as soon as they put the ball up, they're racing to get there, and then they hold up at the end and they make smart decisions. They don't hit in the air, and that's where we mentioned Bradford before. It was a kick jog. This is better. Tommy Doyle getting out from 9. But they just need to have a little bit more, creativity. Move the ball, still stay patient, have a low-risk approach, but just move the ball a little and ask some questions.
Ball here works its way to Evans.
And that's
Evans.
more like it. That's what they need to do. Just pass little inter-passes between each players.
Last one for Bradford. They're in the 40. They'll go to Deck Patton. Took his time to get the kick away. He was under pressure. Woodburn Hall catches it on his own 10. Better kick chase this time from the Bulls. And they turn it over, 10 off the Halifax line. 4-0. The Panthers lead here. They've just watched one of their promotion rivals, Batley, put up a big win. And they'd love to follow suit. Ahead of Featherstone against Lee this evening. It's live on Premier Sports after this one. Fax bringing it forward again. Hallis puts in the shoulder. He might have caught his own man there, has he? Is it Ben Evans that's gone down?
It is. He didn't miss too. You could hear the crack from up here. He threw everything into that Sam Hallis. We've seen before on Premier Sports where, he can hit like a train. He did that all year for Newcastle at the start of this year, but unfortunately there, he's got a bit of friendly fire and hits his own teammate.
Yeah.
I think this actually suits Bradford. If you look across the Bradford team, they're not as athletic as Halifax. I think they'll tire quicker. They've been doing a lot of defending. The momentum's really with Halifax, so Bradford will benefit from this. We'll get a bit of a breather.
They will indeed.
As long as he doesn't go off.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's what will be going through Mark Dunning's head at the moment. There's just a little nod of the head there, and maybe the physio's in his ear. You think at least this is going to be a head injury assessment. We're not going to show the replay, I think, for obvious reasons, but I think it was Hallis that tackled the Halifax player into the Bradford player, so it's just one of those unfortunate incidents. Mark Dunning looks on, and
I think the one thing, Mark, they've got some, firepower on that bench in Walker, Murphy, Gannon, on loan from Warrington, and George Flanagan. There were 4 forwards there, so if there was a position that they are capable of filling, it's that one there from Bev Evans. And Evans is
for a head knock
assessment.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back. So more food for thought for Mark Dunning. I think it's only fair at this point we mentioned what happened in the Super League earlier on. Mr. Price coming up with the goods for the Huddersfield Giants.
What has happened?
Oh, here we go. Turn it up.
Scored a fantastic try. We've just been watching.
Have we seen it? Have I put down pitch side?
He scored a very good try, Leon. Not as good as the ones you used to score, but it was all right.
Better.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Good man. On the halfway line, Tell you what, that was a good poker face from Leon there, wasn't it? Impressive. Ball at the back. Thought Dawson Jones was going to just get that wrong at the crucial time, but he comes up with it. They've gone to him a couple of times. He's looked quite comfortable so far. Bradford in the arm wrestle at the moment, but Halifax, I think, will be the happier, Kevin, just in terms of where this game's been played.
Yeah, and I don't think they're kicking to Dawson Jones because, you know, they see him as a weakness. I just think, you know, Ryan Miller on the other side is very athletic and very quick, and any broken field he'll make him pay. So I think, you know, the fact that they kick to him and make him come across the field. But once again, we just see it, Mark. They just, you know, it's almost copy and paste, straight up the middle, forward after forward, and then Deck Patton carries the ball and puts the kick in at the end.
Yes, a little bit one up at the moment as Doyle makes his way to the halfway line. It's my understanding there was a bid from a Super League club for Thomas Doyle earlier this month that was rejected as the kick bounces downfield, and Woodburn Hall got a little bit of luck there. He gets the ball away, and the ball up to the 20. McComb it is who brings it forward, and another completed set. At least Bradford, Leon, are starting to complete a few sets now.
Yeah, I think they're just playing dead basic rugby. They're playing through the forwards, up the middle, because that's what suits them with having so many big players, and then getting to end the sets and putting a good kick in. But we'll see how long that lasts.
Ball comes in field, driven forward. Good tackle there from Aaron Murphy, who's into the action. The ball now works its way centre field. Up and over the centre spot go the Halifax Panthers. They lead courtesy of that early try from Ben Tibbs. And now they're looking to pinch another one, and Moore explodes out of dummy half. Runs at Doyle, who makes the tackle. Last one, 30 out centre field. Fairbank is in at dummy half, gets it away. Jouffre now stands up the kick. They're going to compete for it far side. Ball is there to be won. Eventually it goes over the sideline, and I think that will be the turnover. So Halifax, in the end, can't find an attacking kick.
Yeah, and that was probably the first time that, you know, Bradford in the middle of the field are looking fatigued. There's a few bodies falling off, and I'm worried. I just look at this Halifax middle. They're very athletic, very fit. And you look at the Bradford middle, they're big, they're strong, but I'm not sure they can keep, you know, they're not sharing the workload for me. The wingers are coming in, then it's forward, 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 where you see Halifax, they're spreading, they're coming to the left, they're coming to the right. I just think they're relying a little bit too much on this middle unit of Bradford at the minute.
And the problem is when you're on your own, Leon, the defender knows who's got the ball and where it's going, don't they? At least if you've got some support with you, it just puts two minds in the defence.
Become very predictable, and I think that, like Kev says, they're getting through too much. We need to spell it out, pass it on, let the backs take some workload.
It's a great kick.
Better kick. That will turn Halifax round as their supporters look on down that end of the ground. Here is Woodburn Hall. And a good chase again from the Bradford Bulls. Yeah,
that's a really good sign. Early kick from Deck Patton that this time were the wingers up, and they kick behind Saltonstall. And now they can get stuck into Greg Worthington and his teammates. Try and earn some field position from Deck's kick.
25.
There's just no line speed. You know, they tackled Halifax on the 10-metre line. They've taken 2-3 drives with no line speed from Bradford. They're already up to near halfway line. They've not capitalised on that good kick.
Yeah, McComb's making some easy meters, isn't he? Out of the backfield, and he brings it up now to halfway, and forward go the Panthers again. Jouffre gets the ball away. A little bit of footwork there, close to the line. Last one. And they get it away. Jouffre is going to go high. Burton says, I'll have this one. He jumps, doesn't catch it though. Halifax are going to get it back, and they're going to get a full set here at the line. Kavanagh it was. They've got numbers. Keys has it in his hands. Short pass to Fairbank. Fairbank going for the line. You won't stop him from that close in. Second try for Halifax. The error at the back punished instantly. Halifax lead by 8 points to 0.
Yeah, Mark, and that's just a reward for an unbelievable kick chase, but really smart at the end of it. They didn't go through him too soon. They let him have a crack at it, put him under extreme pressure, and he just couldn't cope with that pressure. We see him drop the ball here, and it's Kavanagh who picks the ball up, and you know, you could forgive him for getting his hand free and flipping it away, but he gives Joe Keys a chance to go at a retreating line, and it's Jacob Fairbank, one of them big middles who's done a lot of work in the start of this game, finds himself in the left edge position, who's just too strong, too mobile. He gets the ball down, but that's, for me, the way the game's been going. Bradford have been asking that. They've not asked enough questions. Like you said previously, Leon, they didn't earn the right off the back of a good kick. to earn that field position, and then it's cost them points.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I loved about that play with Joe Keys was getting Fairbank, come round. The best time to go off a break or mistake is straight away, not to settle it in and give the defence time to get back and set. Keys got Fairbank round, put him into the hole. Beautiful try.
Keys looking to add the extras, about 12 in from touch. Here he goes, sends it on the way straight into the Bradford fans on the Western Terrace, and it's 10 points to 0, 17 on the clock. Fairbank sent off at Odsall. He's celebrating a try at Headingley.
Yeah, and it was just a low risk play that challenged the inside shoulder of the Bradford Bulls defender. But Bradford now, we spoke about what's going through the minds. Now going through the minds, I think Simon Griggs just keep doing the same, just keep going after him, the Halifax coach. But I think the message needs to come on, you need to start asking questions, because this game is quickly getting out of sight for Bradford.
And they have been on the end of some big defeats in recent weeks, the Bulls as well, and conceding points. We saw them get well beaten at Newcastle ahead of the Magic weekend. They were well beaten at Barrow last week. So it's been a good spell for them.
And we spoke about habits before, and the try scoring habits of young Tibbs. But I think if when you do start conceding points, that can become a bad habit too. So it's imperative now that they just shut up shop for a little bit and ask some questions of their own.
Well, we'll see whether they can do that or not as the ball goes across the line, and here's Tibbs. And again, already Halifax are inside Bradford territory here, but this time they've come up with an error. But again, Simon Griggs' team, too easy, they're getting down the field.
Yeah, and they come up that's the risk and reward, is shifting the ball. Possibly he can come up with errors, but it's better to have a chance and have a shot like they have done there. He's obviously got dragged on the floor, ball comes loose. But I really like the style that Halifax play. They've always set up to go both sides of the field, right or left. Both half-backs are organised, the forwards all can pass and interplay with each other. And it's good to watch, it's good rugby league.
I hope they ask a question here from the scrum. It's the best place to, have a look. Looks like they're just going to send Rhys Evans in, one out again.
We saw it, didn't we, with Sheffield before. They put the same play on 5 times and it worked 5 times. A great chance, great opportunity to have a good crack.
Yeah, it certainly was. As a ball now with the Bradford Bulls. They're working it forward. Can they find a reply to those opening 2 Halifax tries? They're over the halfway line. Murphy gets it away. Ball on the ground. Was it touched? No, says the referee. Short of the 40 Bradford are. What can he do? Here goes Crossley, takes it forward. Drives it in, 35 away. First real attacking chance for the Bulls as Keir now. Halifax were appealing for an obstruction that didn't come there.
Yeah, and that Elliot Keir's a winger and a fullback at best, and if you put him in the halfbacks, I'm just thinking why they aren't asking questions, and I think it might be a tactic where they just have to be patient and they try and score off kicks. But when you're 12 points behind, it's very, very difficult to chase this amount of points when you're not using the ball and you're not linking up and getting it. They've got some good centres on both sides, both wingers are good. Just need to start using them a little bit more.
Yeah, we saw Miller getting under the high ball there, Leon, but couldn't quite find an offload, could he, at the end of it. But Bradford again turning it over, at least in Halifax 20.
Yeah, but what they've got to do now, Mark, is get some line speed. They're taking 2-3 steps forward, and then the rest they need to be taking 6, 7, 8 steps and meeting Halifax on the advantage line to make the most of this territory.
Here come Fax again, driving it forward. Oh, was that almost a tip tackle? Certainly the Panthers fans were asking the question. And again, look at that, 3-4 post-contact meters, and even then they can't get Worthington on the floor. 99 career tries for Greg Worthington. They have better luck on Premier Sports than he did last time he was with us. There's now a ball steal, and that criminal late in the tackle count. And well, Leon keeps mentioning it, Kev, it's too easy for Halifax to get downfield, and this is a gift.
Yeah, it is a gift, and we've mentioned the halves, Keys and Jouffret. You'd expect, the way Grixie, gets his teams going, you'd expect some serious questions to be asked. The last time they got a penalty, they conceded some points. So it's really important in terms of this game, the context of the game. They can't let Halifax in for another try now, Mark.
Well, it could be a long old afternoon for the Bulls fans on the Western Terrace. As now the ball swings to Fairbank, turns it back underneath. Chance up the middle. And that was almost an opportunity. Corker almost played it too quickly. Giuffre picks it up. Here's Murray driving it forward. They're queuing up the Panthers here. Keys to the left, Giuffre to the right. Here now is Keys. Gets it out the back. Woodburn Hall. Good tackle, Keir. Read that well.
Very good defence.
Needed to be as well. As Worthington will swing the ball to Keys. Keys drops off back inside to Fairbank. Fairbank put to the ground. Crosser with a good legs tackle. 10 away. Centre field, they're coming back to Keys again. Big dummy, goes for the step. Bradford not having any of that. Tackle made on the line. Last one. More Waits gets it away. Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall puts the kick away. He was looking for Worthington. And it was shoveled behind. It's going to be a goal line dropout. Fax will get the ball back.
Yeah, I just thought that was a fantastic kick. He was looking right to Giuffre at first, then Woodburn Hall came up with a magical play. Nice little right foot kick into the in goal. Dawson Jones as well to clear that, but it's the next best thing after try is a back-to-back set.
He's really developing his game, isn't he, James Woodburn Hall? We've seen how elusive and how dangerous he is in his running game, but I think his passing game and his kicking game, what we just saw there, has been really improved over late.
Well, the problem is, Kev, as Giuffre's got it, if Keys has got it, and now if Woodburn Hall's got it, the threat is everywhere, isn't it?
The threat is everywhere, and it was a pass from Jacob Fairbank as well, who set it up, so that there is threat all over this field. And I think, you've got to tip your hat to Simon Griggs, the way he's got them going. They'll lay the line here with Dan Murray, and then everyone will be in movement, and it's just a great, as an ex-halfback, that's what you want. You want your pack moving, you want people in motion, because it's so hard to defend against.
Oh, Giuffre's put that down. He'll be disappointed with that. That was a chance gone begging.
You cursed him, Kev.
The curse of Kevin Brown. He needed the Kev Brown
do you know
bounce
what,
pass there, not the curse.
Do you know what? You'd still rather come up with some errors, because every now and again you will come up with errors the way they're playing. But, consistently they don't do that. They come up with great players and threatening players. So I'm sure he'll take that, and they won't change the style off the back of one small error.
And Griggs looks on, be reasonably happy, I think, with the opening 23 minutes here at the Bash. Halifax looking to strengthen their position at the top end of the table. And now they'll get the ball over the 40-metre line. Bradford, can they find the next points as they come to the halfway? So Bradford working their way forward. 8 points off the top 6 at the moment. The Bulls don't quite need snookers, but not far away from it. And they need to find a way back into this game as Murphy drives it forward on from the bench. Last one, Bulls 30 metres out. And now they're going to go high. We're hearing that Ben Evans has passed his head injury assessment, which is good news for the Bulls, so he'll be back on. See him on the far side ready to come back, so that'll be a free interchange for the Bulls, which will help their cause.
That's better, much better from Doyle. Sprints off his line, stopped him with probably 1 metre gain. This is probably the best set they've had all day with the defence.
What are we now? 3 tackles in, and they're still 10 off their own line. Halifax here doing it tough. 15 to go to the break. They need a big carry from somewhere. And they get up to the 20 in the end. Saltonstall it is off the wing, who's tackled. He'll play the ball. Moore jumps out of dummy half, gets it away. Corcott thought he had a gap, closed, but gets the offload away to Fairbank. Fairbank thought about offloading. Maybe the offload was on there, but decides to take a couple more metres downfield. And Giuffre, under pressure, kicks. This is going out on the full, is it? It's caught on the far side, and Miller had his foot over the line, which means it is out on the full.
That was definitely the best defensive set Bradford put into this game. They front-loaded their energy into the line speed, put kick pressure on Giuffre on last play, kicks out on the full. Then they get the rewards with the ball turned over with 40 metres in field. Kev?
Yeah, and you just want to back that up now, don't you? You've got to back that up, and they don't have to score points, they just need to be patient, but ask some questions, finish with a kick, and hopefully at the worst, it's a competition at the end of the set, and they get some points off position.
Here's Patton, gets it away to Burton. Burton trying to poke his head through. 15 away. Will play the ball far side of the field. Gill swings it to Patton, turns it back to Evans, who's back on. Tackle is made, 12 out. Flanagan into the action now, looking to orchestrate, gets it away, dummies, goes alone, tackled right underneath the crossbar. This is as close as Bradford have been. Is this the Bulls' moment? Keir, nobody moving outside him, has to go back alone. Keir now looking to stride across, and he's picked up, dumped to the ground. Good work, Garside. Last one. Can Bradford conjure up at least a repeat set? They're going down the short side. Patton dribbles the kick onto the line, and Halifax fall on it and are then dragged over the line. Referee said that's fair. Bradford will get a goal line restart.
No, it's a penalty.
Oh, he's given a penalty. My apologies. It did look like he'd picked him up and dragged him over the line.
Yeah, I thought that if his elbows down though, I thought it would be play on for me, but let's have a look. Yeah, maybe, possibly his elbows were down on the ground. I'd say play on there, but what do I know?
But in terms of Bradford there, getting reward for a defensive effort, they need more defensive effort, don't they?
Yeah, and more times challenging. I just think at the minute it's not working with Elliot Keir at 6. I think if he's going to play at 6, he needs to, get people changing the angle. I played with Elliot, and he's a real good mate of mine, a fantastic player, but he's a runner. He's a runner of the ball, and on this right-hand side, they're just going to be starved. Rhys Evans and Matty Dawson-Jones are just going to be starved of the ball because he isn't a passer.
Well, you two
so that becomes predictable.
You two both played at half-back. So what does Patton have to do? Does Patton basically have to dictate every play?
I think he probably has to float both sides, doesn't he?
Yeah, probably plays a 7 and float both sides and just let Keir play out the back. And when Keir gets it, he should just play like as a second fullback, 2 fullbacks and a half-back organising both sides of the field. But that comes down to systems and coaches.
Kyle Wood up to the 40-metre line. Last one for Halifax, leading by 10. Keys goes high. Dawson-Jones comes forward, catches it on the full. But again, he looks up to a wall of blue and white. Has a bit of a run, but it's more across field than forward. And the tackle made just outside the Bradford 20. 12 to go to the break, but Halifax at the moment in control here. But now they've been penalised for offside, so this will help Bradford downfield.
Yeah, and the little period they've had there, Bradford, you can just tell that the energy has dipped from Halifax. The line speed has dipped, and although they didn't get points as a reward, they got some more field position. They get an attacking set, and this is all on the back of a good defensive set 3 or 4 minutes ago.
They'll start 40 out, Bradford. No Jordan Lilly, remember, for the Bulls. An ankle injury we're hearing for him. As Bradford start 35 away. Here now goes at Walker. Walker through the line. We know about his offloading game. He was shown as his running game there. And now the ball comes to Keir. Keir goes alone. Evans wanted it outside him, didn't get it. But I think there's another penalty coming for a high tackle on Elliot Keir here. Well, at least he did run the ball then, Leon. He didn't just stand there and wonder what to do with it. He actually attacked the line and won a penalty.
Yeah, but that's his game, isn't it? He's a runner. And as he plays as a second fullback, it's down to Flanagan to make sure he picks the right side to go. And see Keir gets the ball, goes to the line. Because he's not really got a passing game, that's what he's got to do, show and go, run.
See George Flanagan there dishing a bit out down on the try line. Here is Keir now. Oh, he's run behind his own man. He's going to have to take the tackle there, I think. Just a timing issue, not quite right for the Bulls at the moment, but this is better though. Flanagan waits, and they have got numbers either side. They're going to try and power their way through with Ben Evans, who's stopped right on the whitewash. Flanagan waiting, bodies, he's going to try and pinch one. He rolls over the line, but the Halifax fans are right behind the referee, and they knew the Fax defence had held firm again.
Yeah, and that looks almost the best way at the minute, either a dive over or passing the ball to one of the big men like Ant Walker to crash over, or a kick, because with ball in hand they've not looked threatening once. I think they need to go to Deck Patton. When Deck Patton has the ball, he's got the subtle skills, like Leon says, get Elliot Keir a little bit wider, because he's a fantastic runner and he will expose defences.
Here's Walker, gets the ball away, Burton into the line, but Keys is all over it. It's all a little bit slow at the moment for Bradford. They need to speed things up if they can. Last one, Patton is going to kick. Decent kick this. Gill is challenging. Miller will collect, but the referee said it's a knock-on.
Big call.
Bradford are infuriated. Miller thought he'd scored. We'll have a look at this one again, I'm sure, but it was a good kick, a well-placed kick as well. Bradford could compete for this. What do we think about this, boys?
It was a great kick, yeah.
It's gone backwards.
It's gone backwards. For me, it's 50-50 call.
Even Gill's not that backwards. That's a try.
It's a try, yeah. I think that's Bradford's best opportunity of scoring is from kicks and last plays. Scored one last week against up in Cumbria off a last play. I think that's what they're going to be the best chance now they're down there.
Sorry, Mark. I really like the type of kick he was doing. He's got, you know, the left foot kick, the right foot kick, and they're just a little lofted kick there. It was almost like a pitching wedge into Kieran Gill's hands.
Well, we know all about Kieran Gill, and he's a very big presence in the air. As Jouffre now will skip away. What Bradford don't want to do going into the final 9 minutes of this first half, having had that good spell, is then concede down the other end of the field. Ball on the halfway line. Jouffre will launch it high. Burton calls for it and gets it. He'll bring it back. Little kick step, almost gets through one, but eventually the tackle is made. Barber in the defensive line there. Barber, who's announced he's going to retire, hasn't he, end of the season. The ball now goes in field. Here's Miller looking to get over the disappointment of that try being chalked off by having a carry upfield. Bradford are involved in the arm wrestle now. They just need a little bit more fluidity in their attack.
The bench have really picked them up, haven't they? Flanagan, Murphy and Ant Walker. Well, they've just started linking up between themselves, and Walker, especially when he carries it, looks really dangerous.
He does. Here's Flanagan, gets it away to Patton. Patton just stabs the kick in behind. Salt's tall, did well on the bounce, gets the ball away to Woodburn Hall. Good tackle, needed to be as well, despite the fact he was only 10 off the Bradford opponent's try line there. As they carry again up towards the 20 and beyond it. Tackle made. And they're clearly working the centre of the field here, Halifax, aren't they? Just looking to work over the ruck area, aren't
Yeah, I think they're learning from the two previous errors, from shifting early in yardage. I think probably the message from Simon Griggs is to let's complete a set. But then again, I could be wrong. It looks like Keys is just preparing a shift here now.
Yeah, but they're near the halfway line now as Keys will get it, and he arrows the kick in between Burton and Miller.
It's a great kick as well.
It's going to stop. Look at that, right underneath the crossbar. And look who's there leading the chase, Keys. And again, that kick chase, that attitude is right.
And that's another byproduct to shape. Even Leon said then they look like they're going to shift it. So the winger comes up and it opens that kick. I think, you know, the way he's developing as a halfback now, Joe Keys, and the vision he's got, he's manipulating, you know, his kicking game. I thought that was a fantastic bit of play.
Great game management. It shows maturity in the game. Kick early, play force, in space. Great game management.
Yeah, Bradford looking to work their way out of their own end of the field. If you've just joined us here at the Bash on Premier Sports, so they're on Sheffield, 38-12 winners over London. And Batley thrashed Dewsbury 60 points to 6. There's a 40-20 attempt. Well, Saltstone nearly wore that kick, didn't he? But he palmed it down. He'll get it back and he'll bring it up towards the 30. Get a decent chase from Bradford.
Yeah, it's just dropping off the energy though, Mark. I think, you know, there'll be breaks and missed tackles in these next couple of sets. There's one there. It's just speeding up around that middle of the field. They've done so much work. You know, Mark Dunne's tried to freshen them up, but you know, the second wave are just starting to drop off a cliff a little bit.
This is a huge 6 minutes, isn't it? Bradford need to defend. The offload bounces on the floor. Referee's called a knock on there.
Must give Bradford massive credit. The way that Halifax come out of the blocks, it looked like they could blow them off the park, but they're stuck in there. They're like that boxer on the ropes, and you know, managed to get back with a few jabs and left hooks. And they're in this game now. It's only 10-0. There's only 5 minutes to half time. Scrum on the halfway line. Like Kev says, the impact of the bench has been massive for Bradford. So this is a really, really big chance to try and get some points on the board just before half time.
Psychologically, if they could go in, you know, one try behind, that's massive, because it has looked like Leon says that they were going to get blown away initially. So they're going to throw some shape here, and if they can pull some points, well, this would be huge.
It would indeed. Over the 40 come the Bulls then. Trailing by 10 points to 0. Tries Ben Tibbs and Jacob Fairbank. They've got Fax in control at the moment, but the Bulls could turn it around with some points here. As Patton has it, centre field, gets it away to Keir. Now they've got some bodies in motion, but to be fair, Worthington raced out to make the tackle. Ball now goes forward. Here's Gannon. Tackle 5 away.
Big opportunity left on shift.
Well, they've got but numbers if they can go that way. Here is Patton. Oh, Patton just turns it back underneath, and the blue shirts are ready and waiting. All 5 away. Bradford knocking on the door. Their chance here. As now they go and get it away. Now they've got some bodies in motion. Here is Evans. Evans tackled. Worthington brings him down on the last one. And Bradford now looking to try force at least a repeat set. Patton the go-to man. The crossfield kick goes behind Gill. He'll catch it, drops it backwards. Jouffret picks it up, and Jouffret almost got away from Miller. And in the end, the kick from Patton not quite on the money.
No, a bit short, and it was a crucial tackle by Miller. If Jouffret gets away there, I think he gets his hand free and finds a supporting player, and it could have been a try. So great defence. But yeah, like you say, Mark, the kick wasn't as good as his last one. It's way too short.
Halifax working the ball forward. 3.5 minutes left. First half of game 3 at the Bash. Featherstone Lee to come. And don't forget, we do it all again tomorrow. 3 more games from the Championship. Kicks off at 1:45. Barrow against Widnes. Whitehaven, Workington, the Cumbrian Derby. Huge game, that in the context of the relegation battle. And Newcastle take on York to round off the Bash weekend. Here's Jouffret. Jouffret again goes high. Dawson Jones leaves it this time to Burton. And Burton will bring the ball forward. And he's tackled 20 off his own line.
Yeah, it's good play from Halifax. I think they're just looking to consolidate just before half-time, regain some energy, get into half-time, and Simon Grits get hold of them and give them that game plan for the second half. But Bradford, for me, need to have a shot here just before half-time. 2 minutes to go.
They've nothing to lose, have they? Just chance their arm and use the ball. And if you don't score, just defend yourself, for the rest of the half. Like they're doing, this is better.
Yeah, now they are looking to move it. And the tackle made on Keir. Murphy gets it away. Working their way forward. Here comes Gannon again, the Warrington loanee. Last one for the Bulls. Patton just going to put this high. Woodburn Hall not really under any pressure. 2 minutes off the half-time, and on his own line there, you want to see him under at least a little bit of pressure, even if he's got to come and catch it.
Yeah, and we saw before that the pressure can make you drop the ball, it can make you sit, it can make you do funny things, and you just worry that this, that could bite him on the backside a little bit, so to speak, if they continually give that man so much time and space, he can use his pace to get through.
Yeah, ball coming forward with Halifax. What a sucker punch it would be now if Halifax were to score the next points. Well, they've offloaded the ball here. Barber's got it in Bradford territory. Shakes off Murphy, gets another offload away. Great stuff this from Halifax, and they're racing away now. Keys, little kick ahead was Keys. He was tackled without the ball. Burns lost it. This is going to be a try anyway.
It's a try.
And it is a try. Halifax celebrate. A disaster at the back for the Bradford Bulls. And it's McComb, I'm certain, who's got the try. And Halifax have hit Bradford with a sucker punch right on the buzzer. They lead by 14 points to 0.
And for me, it's that man Sam Wood that's around the ruck, that's looking, gets the offload, comes back, offload, Keys sees a gap, goes through the line, looks for the kick. It's just a chase back. Byrne drops the ball. Fair plays play on from there. McComb picks it up as man on the spot. It's great play from Wood. Great offload. Key sees the space, uses his acceleration. It's a great right foot kick. And the fullback just can't get on the ball.
And that's the pressure. That's the pressure, what it does. He didn't have time, he had to get on it. We said it could bite him on the backside, and it did. I think, in rugby league, a lot of the time, the team who works the hardest and tries the hardest gets the rewards. And on that occasion, the offload, I thought he's creating big problems now, isn't he? And the offload to Kyle Wood, he just summed it up fantastically well. So I think Ed Barber, the back end of this half has looked really, really dangerous. They get what they deserve, and that puts a different complex to this half-time talk for both coaches.
Certainly does. This could well be the last kick of the half from Keys, who stands and comes forward and hammers it straight through the middle. And that will be half-time of game 3 at the Summer Bash, but this was the try that opens it up. Keys with a kick ahead, and Burton at the back really should have done better, and credit to Halifax, they didn't panic, and McComb was there to touch it down. As the players troop off at the break, McComb there with the latest try to add to other efforts from Tibbs and Fairbank. We've got all the first half reaction to come. But here at the break, Bradford Bulls in trouble. It's the Bulls 0, Halifax 16.
Don't forget, still to come, we've got the top of the table clash between Featherstone Rovers versus Lee Centurions. Lots of stars on show and lots to look forward to. The Lee players are watching on, waiting at the moment. They're going to be watching the second half, as are you if you're joining us right now. They know just how important this game is, as do all the Featherstone players, which we can see around us as well. The atmosphere is incredible here. We've got people singing, oh, we're halfway. It's brilliant.
They're better singing than me.
Yeah. I am so sorry that I just did that live on TV. Just a quick word on that huge game, because it is the crescendo of day one, really, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I think there might be a bit of strategic planning from Brian McDermott. Obviously, he knows there's going to be a big game at the end of the day, come a grand final. And he's hoping his Featherstone team will be involved in that. But I just don't know, he don't want to play his cards. Obviously, he's playing his cards close to his chest at the moment. This Lee side, for me, are physically better than Featherstone. I think it's really showing Lee a full-time team, Featherstone a part-time team. I think the last few meetings, I think that's been really evident, and I think Featherstone have coped to struggle with the physicality of this Lee side. And for me, I can't see it being any different today. I think Lee are just too strong, too powerful, and far too good for this Featherstone side.
As for Adrian Lamb's side, though, just very quickly, Ryan, what's his plan going into this one?
It's a scary one for Adrian Lamb, because you don't want to come into the back end of the playoffs where you kind of win every game really comfortably and give yourself no steeliness or resilience defensively. So he'll want a tough game.
Ryan, thank you very much. Let's hand back over to our commentary team now. Leon Price and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Emma. Well, Halifax are ready to kick off for the second half. The trouble is there's no opponents in front of them at the moment. Bradford's still in the dressing room, and I say Mark Dunning will have had some harsh words to say, Kev Brown, at half-time in that away dressing room.
Well, yeah, and you know, it's probably, he's on repeat, isn't it, from the last 5 weeks, because they've been behind and then it's got progressively worse in the second half. So whatever Mark Dunning's been saying, the boys need to listen and act on that and make sure that they come out here firing. And I suggest one of the things he would be saying is just use the ball a little bit more. If you do make mistakes, then so be it. But at the minute, you're not challenging this defence at all. You know, go down swinging if you're going to go down.
That try before half-time, Leon, really has changed this game, hasn't it? How maybe Bradford need to approach it.
Yeah, because I think at 10-0 down, Bradford are not too far off the game. You know, they're not too far off the pace, but, you know, silly mistake, try just in half-time. Sometimes it feels like 12 points to try just before half-time. It changes the discussion at half-time from Mark Dunning and gives Halifax a bit of a leg up. So, yeah, it's down to Bradford to respond here early doors.
Bradford first use of the ball, they trail by 16 points to 0. Now the ball working its way forward here with Bradford. Chester Butler. Now we'll go over the top. Going up against his former club. Decent kick though. It's turned Woodburn Hall around.
It's a great kick. It's a great kick, man.
Back to get it.
It's a great kick.
And he'll bring it forward.
This is where now Bradford must front load their energy. They've got to get some line speed, get off the line and make contact early. Can't be 2-3 steps. They've got to move forward. It's not too bad. They need 3. Oh, he's dropped it. That's what they needed, Bradford.
They did. Look at the reaction of Flanagan. He's first in, patting his teammates on the back. Walker, getting the plaudits as well. Well, this is a gilt-edged opportunity for the Bradford Bulls. A full set, 25 metres out. They need some points. Is this their opportunity?
Yeah, 4 on 3 on the left-hand side. Let's see if they hold the ball in the scrum. To try and give Deck Patton time to get right into the defensive line and into Louis Giuffre, because his passing game, if he can get at Louis Giuffre off this player, you know, I'm sure he'll pick the right pass with Kieran Gill.
Got a new ball, but I'm not convinced it's not the old ball they've just kicked off. But we'll see. Can it spark Bradford into life either way? They get the ball with Deck Patton now. Gets it away. Here's Burton. Burton will be disappointed with a couple of his involvements in the tries that Halifax scored before the break. Ball here with Patton again. Runners overrun him, so he has a run himself. 8 metres away now. Flanagan waits. Flanagan gets it away to Walker. We know he's got some play in him. He's also got some size. Gets the offload away to Gannon. Gannon couldn't find a pass, but that was better from Bradford. Quick play of the ball. Flanagan trying to burrow his way over, but Halifax are all around him. The blue shirts keep him out for now.
Yeah, and I think if everyone had a bit of George Flanagan's energy and enthusiasm, the enthusiasm he showed when they dropped the ball, and then the energy and competitiveness. If they all compete as hard as George Flanagan, we'll not be far off, Mark.
Well, here they go now, 10 away, moving it short. Here's Walker again. Can't get the ball away. Flanagan waits right underneath the crossbar. Bradford wanting to start the comeback here. Patton gets it. Patton's going to stand up the kick. Gill's after it. Gill, did he just get bumped off? I think Halifax did a great job there to keep him out. But they knock the ball dead, and Bradford will get the ball back.
Yeah, and Bradford, that was a perfect kick last play from Dec Patton again, similar to the one he put in the first half. Great weight, good service from Flanagan, goes to the line, puts a nice little chip over. It's a great chase from Bradford, from Gill. Halifax put the ball out, and then Bradford get the chance to build pressure again, Kev.
Yeah, it was good defence, it was good kick defence. You know, Kieran Gill nearly got there, but I think 3 of them just shepherded him off that ball.
Ball thumped
what a
downfield.
kick.
What a goal line restart that is. Picked up inside their own 40 by Bradford. Wilson Jones springs it forward, but look at that. Just over the halfway line when Worthington makes the tackle. And now forward comes Walker, who's getting through some work, and
He's been awesome.
he has been good. He has been very good. Here now is Flanagan on the back of that good run, and Flanagan was that high. His head rocked back and he's gone down, but he won't get a penalty, and to be fair, he's back up on his feet now. Patton now, better from Bradford. Short pass to Keir, out the back to Burton. Burton with the footwork, gets him half through the line, but tackled and wrapped up by Kavanagh. 5 away. Bradford, good spell of pressure start of the second half here. As Hallis carries last one. They've got numbers to the right. They're going, are they going to go short side though? They are going short side with Patton. Little dribble kick through, gets it back, Patton, and he'll score! Or did he get it down? No! How have they not scored there? How have Halifax held him out? Well, Dec Patton, when he picks the ball up, looks a certain scorer, but Halifax survive.
Yeah, and I think it's the right call. It's the right call. It's great defence. It's great defence. How he's not scored that, I don't know, but that's just desperation.
I think it was that man Kyle Wood that got in underneath there and just a little. I mean, it was a matter of inches. It was fantastic effort. Great scramble D from Halifax.
Great spot from the referee as well, by the way, because that from another angle would have looked like he got it down. Great defence. And Mark Dunning, well, he might be just looking at the replay there, and he'll be wondering how they didn't score. But that was better from Bradford.
Yeah, we say, don't we? We've said all game that Bradford's probably best chance of scoring down that end of the field is from a kick, and he got a little bit lucky from the ricochet pattern. But at least he was in the frame, he was organising, he laid the line, came back to the short side on the left, put the kick through, ricocheted off the ankles, and then was very unlucky not to get over.
Yeah, I really like what he did to open up his kick. He just threw a big dummy, didn't he, to make sure that tunnel, could open. The defender slid out and he just uses his left foot. Such a talented player, can kick off his left, kick off his right. Very, very unfortunate there not to get the first try of the game for Bradford.
There's a little bit of rain in the air, I think. It's got very overcast here at Headingley. Don't forget, Featherstone leader come tonight. The top 2 in the championship meet again.
This is what Bradford need. Is that man Sam Ellis there?
That should be a penalty. He's moved off the mark.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to go back and play it again.
Here we go. Bradford in charge.
Getting the chance then to come forward. These are the tough carries. Good carry forward there. It's Elliot Morris, isn't it? He's been out on loan. He's back. All the keys. Tackle made just outside the 20. Halifax, that's a good carry. Gets them over the 30-metre line. Ball centre field. Keys says enough of this, let's get out of here. That's a good kick, splits the fullback and the winger, and it rolls on towards the line, and Miller has to wait. That's a brilliant kick, and again, look at that. A line of 11 blue and white shirts across the field. Nowhere to go for Bradford.
And that's the maturity we're talking about with Joe Keys. Kicking early, play 3, play 4, finding space. Game management. He's really showing a great level of maturity today in his kicking game.
Ball coming short side. Trying to work forward is Butler. Wrapped up so much time, didn't he, with injuries, Chester Butler, after he made the move to Huddersfield in the Super League. It's not quite worked out for him yet, but there's still time. Here on loan with the Bulls is Patton going for a 40-20 now. He's got the angle, he needs a great bounce, but he's put too much spin on it.
Better chase though, Mark. Look at the chase, he's up there.
Yeah, good set again from Bradford.
Halifax just trudging back a little bit as well. It's been a tough period at the start of this second half for Halifax. They've shown some great desire not to let them in, but the energy levels definitely are dropping now. They're not getting back as quick.
No, they're not, but they've also got that extra comfort blanket, that third try. 16-0 they lead. It's over 33 minutes remaining here of game 3 on the opening day. As Bradford go hunting, but good run in fairness from Morris, who was looking to offload it. Ball now kicked through by Keys again, and they're after this, Bradford. If this doesn't go out, and in a way that's done Burton a huge favour, because if that stays in the field of play, he's a sitting duck, isn't he, at the back?
Yeah, I think he was hoping for that ball to go out, Keys. I don't think he was inside the 40, was he? But even still, it's a fantastic kick. And he's up there leading the chase. He's trying to get a little bit of spirit into Halifax. They look a bit quiet, a bit flat at the moment. But Keys' kicking game has definitely been a plus point for Halifax so far.
It has. And when you lead by 3 scores and you back your defence, Kevin, you can play a little bit differently, can't you?
Yeah, and just play patient, play behind your kicking game, put it in the corner. I don't think he'll mind it going out. You know what, this will be like a wall of blue coming at him, and they'll be trying to force the error. If not, they'll put loads of pressure on Deck Patton, because he's the only kicker of this ball for Bradford, so they'll be really content with that. And the way Joe Keys' execution, they'll just get behind him and chase them kicks all day.
They will do. 16 points to 0, Bradford trail here at the Bash. Wins earlier for Sheffield and Batley. We've still got Featherstone Lee to come this evening, and then tomorrow 3 more, including Plough chasing Barrow take on Widnes, one of the few teams still genuinely in contention outside the top 6. Whitehaven working a big game at the bottom.
He's going real well at Flanagan at the moment. Flanagan's made a massive impact his first 7-8 minutes for Bradford in the second half.
Yes, here goes Gannon, the youngster, making his way forward. Good carry from him. They're 20 away, Bradford here.
Great set.
Now what have they got? Patton's got runners outside him. Uses Keir. Burton hesitated, didn't collect it. Miller dives on it, but Bradford lose 10 metres. And another attack just comes to a halt momentarily. Here's Gill. We've not seen enough of him tonight for Bradford. We know all about his try-scoring exploits, 15 of them across the season. Had a sniff tonight. Ball here with Walker. Walker will look to offload. He can't. Goes to ground. 5 away. They're coming back to Deck Patton. The threat is there. Can they get him away? Can he get the pass away? No, he slipped through one tackle, but he's held up again. And you just wonder if Halifax, they obviously are aware here that Patton is the go-to man, and if they can shut him down, they can shut Bradford down.
Yeah, he had a couple of options there. Double pumps, went to the line. He had pressure coming in from the Halifax defenders. He tried to kick, but he went too far into the line. Then he ended up having to run the ball. And like you say, Mark, he's their only kicker tonight, and he's their best chance down that end of the field of getting the ball in goal or for a try.
They're looking more and more likely, though, the way they went 100 metres in that set. And then I think Elliot Keir just got his pass execution a little bit wrong, and it went behind Ryan Miller. So they are looking much more threatening than they were in the first half. The chance in their arm a little bit. So it's promising signs from Bradford.
We mentioned that we thought it was going to start raining. It has done. You can see it on your screen, and those poor Bradford fans over on the Western Terrace, if the result or the scoreline wasn't bad enough, then it's raining and there's not a roof to be had around them, so they'll be getting wet this afternoon to add to their misery as referee just stops play here. Bradford fans scrambling. There's a couple of brollies going up in the away end. There they are, look. Some of them not bothered. Rain, snow, hail, they'll be here watching their club.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of Bradford fans before, some lovely ladies, and they were saying it doesn't matter what the score is, they'll be there next week. Well, and that's a proper fan for you. They've seen the good times.
Yeah. Recently, it's fair to say they've seen the bad ones as well.
And then Leon left.
That's when it all started to go wrong, you know.
2005,
yeah.
6.
That's right. All with the Bulls. Can they turn things around here? It'll be a third successive win in this fixture for Halifax. Well, Lachlan Walmsley for them, but they're still managing to score the points. Zach McComb and Saltonstall on the wings, proving a threat. Bradford just trying to work up the middle of the field, and at the moment they're not asking enough questions at the moment. Can they do so here with Patton? That's better. Nice support run from Butler, almost got through. Last one 30 out, wants to play it quickly. They will do. Pat looks over to the far side, puts a high kick up. This is a tester now. Evans is after it. I think he might have batted that forward. Referee will say play on. And another high kick, which at the moment looks to be Bradford's only out ball, doesn't it, the high kick?
Yeah, it's just so hard. Elliot Keir's taking carries now at the middle of the ruck like a winger would, and he's playing half-back today, so it's very hard. You know, we keep mentioning Dec Patton, and we probably want more from Dec Patton, but it's very difficult when you're playing on your own. We've seen, you know, Jouffre and Joe Keys link up so many times. All the games today, we've seen the half-back combinations, and at the minute, there just isn't a combination. If it's not Flanagan and it's not Patton, it's just a one-out carry.
We'll see some top-quality half-backs on show for Game 4 as well tonight. The likes of Jonathan Ford and Lachlan Lamb in action tonight.
Yeah, he's a terrific player. Still not my favourite Papua New Guinea player though.
Who's that?
Edwin Ipape. Absolutely. Okay. He's my favourite player. He's brilliant. He'll come on and be a bundle of energy today.
He will. Simon Gritz will just be looking on. Joe Keith's getting a running repair on that right boot, which will be a concern.
Right, we're ready.
Tackle made. 10 off the line, was it, the handover? So that's where they'll play the ball. Keys is hobbling about, looks like he's going to carry on. You know, it's going to be essential that the likes of Keys and Jouffre are available come the playoffs at the end of the season. We'll have them all on Premier Sports for you as we take you through the closing stages of the championship season. Halifax destined to be in the playoffs. Bradford destined to be on the outside of them looking in. No points yet in the second half. That try for Zach McComb on half-time, crucial at the moment. As Halifax with Worthington work their way forward. Evans with a tackle. The ball played now. Keys is going to put that bandaged right boot through the ball. Miller did well. He made that look quite easy in the end. He thought about kicking, then he brings it forward up to the 40. And that's better again from Bradford.
It's a great kick return. He's gone almost 30 metres since where he caught the ball, and he's dragged his team up to halfway. So there's another opportunity. They just need to pull some shape and ask some questions.
They do. They've had enough ball in this second half to score some points. They haven't yet looked like scoring any. Held up over the line a couple of times as Gannon is tackled on the 40-metre line. He'll play it now. Flanagan waits at dummy half. Flanagan pops it up for Ant Walker. Walker leads the charge. Takes one with him. He's trying to offload. Oh, he's lost it. Referee's got a ball steal.
It's a tough call, that. He were looking to offload it, like you said, Mark, and you know, he had a loose carry. There was hands on the ball, but for me, when you're looking for an offload, it's fair game. If people want to stop that offload and put their hands on the ball, I feel that's a tough call.
Just look like here he's looking to offload. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, either way? But Walker's got the decision. And again, we mentioned it earlier, Leon. Sometimes when you are aggressive with the ball and you're looking to do something with it, you do get the calls.
Absolutely, yeah. I think sometimes, and also you wear energy out of the opposition team. You know, you take their energy down. They've got to defend the numbers. They've got to guess which side of the ruck they're going to go. Then they've got to maybe defend an offload, which means you're using 2-3 repeated efforts at a time. And that takes energy out. And then, like you say, because you played expansive rugby and you're chancing your arm, you can sometimes get the rub of the green from the referee.
Bradford needs some points. 28 minutes there or thereabout left on the clock as Joe Martin gets some running repairs. 9th appearance of the season for him. It's okay to carry on. Bradford.
Big set this, Mark. Big set for Bradford.
Tallis will lead the charge. Put to the ground, 19 metres away. Options all around for Flanagan. Slow play of the ball. He's been penalised here. Hallis in possession of the ball, and that is a criminal offence.
I don't know what he's been penalised for. He said it looks like he's ripped the ball. I'm not sure. Oh, he's dropped that ante. He's dropped it, but I think he's lashed out. I thought the symbol what he was showing was he'd ripped the ball, but he's lashed out and caught someone in the face. Can't do it. Well, that's criminal. When you're 16 points behind and you're in the 20, the opposition
on the
20
tackle.
On the first tackle, you know, just keep your hands to yourself. We've seen how good Sam Ellis can be. The frustration for me is just boiling over at the minute. look void of ideas, and that frustration now is getting to the Bradford players.
It certainly is. Ball on the halfway line though, Halifax. Well, they soaked up Bradford pressure into the first half and came up with the next score. Are they about to do it again here? And bash Bradford at the bash. Their fans, Halifax fans, wait away to the right of picture as we look on. Jouffre has it now. Gets it away. Here now goes Garside. Wrapped up 25 away. Halifax first venture down this end of the field. It seems like an eternity. Ball now goes forward with Fairbank. Drops the ball back inside.
And it does, but you wouldn't be surprised if they came away with points, and that's the difference. They look dangerous, they look likely, and if they don't score, they will ask questions.
They will. Here is Keys now. Keys gets it away. Jouffre outside him. Ball goes out the back to Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall almost slices through. Great tackle, Evans. Last one, 10 away. The chasers are ready for Jouffre's kick. If he can get it in, Jouffre might go it alone, and eventually he ran out of options, but he's tackled a metre off the line. It's not a bad outcome for Halifax.
Yeah, I think that was a good option. He came off his right foot. He looked to try and get the kicking goal, but just got caught by the defender. You're watching me, a right foot step, left foot, comes off his right. But Halifax will be happy with that. They turn the ball 2 metres out from the Bradford try line. It's up to Bradford now to come out of here with no errors. Let's see what Halifax have got defensively.
Well, they've got a good first up challenge. Martin and Fairbank alongside Kavanagh leading the charge. Bradford needs some big carries here. They've got a penalty that
He's
will
not
help.
missed him there.
Well, there's Fairbank again involved, and they're after Fairbank here, and well, we wondered if it might start, and Dawson Jones is getting a bit frustrated. Ooh, is there a hand in the eye there? Deck Pan needs to be careful. But all of a sudden it's got tasty here. Fairbank, the man who's kicked it all off at Odsel, he's in the mix again.
Bring back the beef, this is what we want to see. It's what the fans want, but yeah, it looked a little bit tasty. I think Fairbank clipped Walker around the jawline.
Yeah, I tell you now, we didn't miss him. We were lucky to stay on here. Fairbank, and it was George Flanagan who saw it, and you know, he chased after him, and Fairbank, to be fair, he just kept his arms down his side, but you know, he's not missed big Ant Walker there.
And to be fair, this is not what Halifax needed, it's what Bradford needed the most, to fire them up and bring them out the shell. Halifax were in control of the game, cruising really. 24 minutes to go. Fairbank could be in trouble here if Kev's right.
Just move it back that way, boys. Come on. That way. Right. We've got an initial high tackle from Jacob Fairbank. Okay. And then all of that is caused by the running in from Joe Martin. I'm going to send Joe Martin off. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
Flanagan's running from Bradford. He hasn't made contact with us, speak to
I
him.
think Dick Patton's joined in as well. But I'm going to send Joe Martin off.
Okay.
Wow, you heard it here. So the high tackle is given, but there's going to be a red card for running in here.
I've never seen a red card for running in.
For Joe Martin is what we heard Mike Smale say. So Jacob Fairbank was the high tackle. Now that's going to be dealt with by Mr. Smile, the man in the middle. He's going in the back pocket. What colour is this going to be?
Joe Martin.
Well, it is Martin who's sent off. So it's not Fairbank who's sent off. It's Joe Martin who's been shown the red card. And for the second time this season, Halifax are going to go with 12 against the Bulls. Let's have a look at what happened. This is what kicked it all off.
Not too bad.
I didn't see a great. Well, it was high, but
Yeah, it was high, but it's not
So
sending
what
off
happens
material.
after this then? It's probably just off camera because it all kicked off. They went after Fairbank. Wow, red card then.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Well, we didn't see what happened, did we? And I guess that's but something kicked off that melee. Halifax are down to 12. Well, we saw them go down to 11. It didn't stop them winning. That was a one-on-one ball. Well, I think that was one-on-one. The ball was stolen before the tackle had been made. And it's just all getting a little bit...
Yeah, this is what Bradford needed. It sparked them up. Leon's right. Obviously, they've gone to 12 men, so they definitely needed that. But it's given them energy. The way Ant Walker walked in and knocked him off, and then Flanagan's getting very aggressive at the minute with Ed Barber, and you just feel like it's on the edge. But that's what they need, because at the minute, or before that incident, they was just, leaning towards losing this game and not really putting up a fight. Now they've got energy.
They certainly have. Bradford 20 metres away. They get a try here. We've got a game on. Keir gets it away to Burton. Burton taken off his feet. And now they'll play it And they're going down the short side. They're trying to power their way in. But Halifax trying to lift the physicality. I think this is going to kick off in a moment. I think temperatures are starting to build up on the field. Bradford knocking on the door. They need some points. Flanagan stands. He took too long. You're not on holiday, George. You've got to play it now. Fairbank gets it away. The break could be on. Woodburn Hall going for the line to win it for Halifax. What a tackle, Gannon.
Wow.
What a tackle. What an effort to get back and make that tackle from Gannon. And Halifax, if they move it through the hands of a certain scorer, Keys sees it. They get it to Wood. Moves it to Sollenstall. Sollenstall going for the line. Halifax
held him up.
have been held up. They thought they'd scored. How on earth they didn't score? And the referee says that was held up. What a passage of play.
Unbelievable rugby league. What a chase back, Kev.
That's amazing. He was a front rower. He's gone to back row. And to chase James Woodburn Hall, I don't think there was anyone else on the field who could do that.
Well, here come Halifax. Here's Jouffre. Jouffre taking on the line. Halifax will feel one more score and they might just have enough. Despite being down to 12, Woodburn Hall trying to pinch one. They're a metre away here, Halifax. We saw them destroy Barrow down to 11.
Short side.
They are going short side. They're trying to go over. That was high, was it? The Halifax fans are furious.
Play on.
Worthington taken down, denied a 100 career try. That's how close they are. Look at the desperation from Bradford. They'll play it now. Here goes Murray. Murray just settles things down. And he's tackled 2 metres away. He's still going. The Halifax fans almost try to drag him over the line. Last one for the Panthers. Are they about to pounce? Keys. Woodburn Hall gets it away. Still the last one. Kick through. Can McComb get there? Did he ground it? I thought he bounced it. Referee's had a look. Delirium in the Halifax end. Try scored. Halifax celebrate. McComb second.
Referee sending
And
somebody
there's
off.
someone else going off here. The card's coming out of the pocket. There's a Bradford player going. It's a yellow card this time. And it's Flanagan who's in the bin. Well, what a moment. What a passage of 60 seconds. McComb got it on the touchline. Nowhere to go. He kicks it through. I've got to be honest, fellas, to the naked eye, I thought he bounced it.
And he's
But we've only had
dislocated his
one look
shoulder
at it.
back. He's dived on the ball and he's dislocated his shoulder, so he's going off as well. So it's all going on. George Flanagan's walking off. McComb's put his shirt around his arm and he's going off. So all sorts of going on. I thought the tackle, by Jacob Gannon, he's not been rewarded for his efforts. But you see that left shoulder there, it just gets opened up and then his mate Bob Fairbank drops on him. And then he realises now, look at him on the picture, he's in all sorts of bother.
We need another replay from that. For me, it looked like no try.
Well, I'm with you, Leon. To the naked eye, I thought he bounced it. Here's Keys. Well, Flanagan then on the sideline. He's been sent to the bin and he's had a pop at Barber as he's gone off. Does he ever learn, Flanagan? It was he who was caught in possession, Leon, at the other end of the field. How long did he want to pass it? He lost it. Halifax go down the other end and Halifax are winning again here. Keys from in front will make no mistake.
Yeah,
It's 12 against 12 at the moment, but Halifax crucially lead by 22 points to nil.
And you would say, wouldn't you, if Bradford, the numerical advantage, where we go again with this replay, Woodburn Hall goes, just gets out the tackle from Keir, and then it's just about the kick through. It's whoever's first to react, and Halifax are first to react again, and it's, for me,
It's a try.
Mark, what do you reckon now?
It looks better than it did when I first saw it. But look, the referee's got one look. He's put it down. Then we see Flanagan, who's already sent to the bin, and he's doing that on the sideline.
Yeah, but Mark, he's the kind of player that plays right on the edge. You've got to remember, he's on the edge all the time. I know he can sometimes take it over the edge, but you need players like him to lift the team.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
His teammates haven't backed him up today. He's the one who's brought the energy, brought the aggression, and the frustration, because he's trying to do it so much, it's boiled over. But yeah, George will be disappointed that he's let his teammates down. He's been simming, but I think he's been Bradford's best player today
By some distance.
Fair enough. I think it was dissent, wasn't it? I think he had a go at the in-goal judge, and he probably thought the same as me, as Halifax have come up with an error here. Kavanagh Well, what is it about this Halifax team? Down to 12 for 79 minutes at Odsall, they won. Down to 11 at Barrow, they won there. They're down to 12 at the Bass. Looks like they're going to win again.
Yeah, they've just been ill-disciplined, but pretty sloppy. I think Simon Griggs won't be happy with the full performance. But Bradford have got another chance here now, just to try and pour some points on the board. I know they have problems at the moment with their attacking style of play, but they've got a real big chance here now.
There's still time, Leon, if they can pull some points. There's Doyle trying to pinch one from close in. Doyle will play it. And they are trying to pinch one from close in. And this time they have. And it's Bradford's top scorer, Kieran Gill, who's burrowed his way over. Not the prettiest of tries, but it's worth 4 points nonetheless. If Bradford are going to turn it round, they needed to score next, and they have done.
Yeah, the poacher, Kieran Gill, he scores tries for fun, and we're still 18 minutes left. 12 on 12, there's going to be more spaces in this line. I think it contrives a really good finish from Bradford. The amount of space, it probably sorts into their hands or falls into the hands of the running players. Like Elliot Kira, we've seen with closed down with not much space. I think there's a bit of a tidal wave coming now from Bradford. They'll see this home.
Try for Gill. 16th of the season for him. We mentioned that Bradford have got to get him involved more if they want to turn this around. Here's Patton. Be useful if this went over for the Bradford Bulls comeback campaign, and there is the kick. All of a sudden the lead shrinks by 6. It's Bradford 6, Halifax 22.
I think Bradford from here now really have to make sure they play some rugby. We've just watched Gill here, goes, gets low, and just it's too big. Juffray doesn't do a real good job of cleaning him up. It's a good finish though from Gill.
It'll force him to play rugby. They've got Tommy Doyle on who's fresh. I think they'll really have a crack at Halifax. Whether they'll have enough points in them, I'm not sure. But I definitely think they'll start throwing the ball around. It'll force them into an attacking style of football.
Ball caught here with the Bulls, who come forward, and they do know, despite the fact it's 12 against 12 now, they will have a player advantage for the last 10 minutes. As here goes Gannon. I think if you've got any questions about that boy, he's just answered all of them with that chase back. What an effort that was from a young man on loan from Warrington. Brilliant attitude, just what the Bulls fans want. And the ball now centre field. Bradford coming forward again, but again it's one-up stuff. They need more bodies around the ball. Plenty of time left for the Bulls. No panic needed just yet. That try has given them a little bit of room. More balls on the ground though, and Halifax have come up with it.
When Keir gets the ball out the back from Patton, that's the difference. He just can't free his hands because he's a ball runner and he's trying to do something he's not used to. That's why the ball's down. It's just very difficult for a winger stroke fullback who's not a ball handler to fill into that second half back role.
Yeah, and it's not a lack of effort. I think he's really tried hard today, Elliot Keir. Like you say, it just doesn't suit his game when he's looking to pass.
Here's Wood at dummy half. Halifax moving it out to their left-hand side. Woodburn Hall. We've still bemused how the young fella caught him on that 80-yard
He'll take
run.
some stick that a forward's caught him.
Yeah, well, if you remember the other week at the Shea, he passed it on the line, didn't he? Because he didn't quite get there, so he's a 5 furlong rather than a miler, isn't he? Ball down the short side. Here's Keys again. Lovely weight of pass, but it's been knocked on. So Bradford have survived. 15 minutes remaining. They need 3 tries.
Yeah, Jacob Gannon. His dad was a legend for Halifax. Jim Gannon, real tough front rower. And I'll tell you now, there is absolutely zero chance he would have chased James Woodburn all down and caught him. He must get them genetics from his mother.
He might have thought about it though.
He'd have chased. He just wouldn't have caught him.
One snap by sternum in half. Jim Gannon elbow to the chest. Nearly breathed for 2 weeks. I deserved it.
Ball going in the scrum. Bradford 80 metres away from the line. They need to get to. What's the mindset then? 15 minutes, just counting now. They need 3 scores.
They've just got to play. They've got to play. Nick Patton's just got to get his bands on the ball 2 or 3 times every set. Minimum 2 times a set. At least have a shift. Get the ball. There we go. Look, here we go.
Little dummy.
Even if he don't work that time, he's got to repeatedly do that because they don't have any other players.
The problem is, Leon, they know where it's going, so the fullback's sitting on him, they're putting extra numbers on him, they need a plan B. And
But who they've got? They've got nobody else that can play with the ball.
Well, when Walker was on the field, for me, I feel like he was really causing problems in the middle. If he could get them quick play the balls for Thomas Doyle, I think they've half a chance. Look, he's up against 5, so he turns it back inside because he's just not got the space.
Halifax have done their homework here. You may argue their case has been made a little bit easier, but you just switched on. Joe Martin sent off for running in after a melee. And then Flanagan in the bin after a little bit of dissent when Halifax made it 22-0. But Kieran Gill's try has given Bradford a flicker of hope here at the Bash, but they've already been beaten. They meet again in a few weeks' time as well down at the Shea. Be worth a watch, I can assure you that one. Burnhall is wrapped up. Here come Huddersfield. They wanted a high shot, they're going to get one. That was the 5th, that would have been the 5th tackle as well. Bradford, they're ill disciplined, just undoing them at the moment, and frustration all round for the men from Hudson.
And I think as a coach, you know, Mark Dunninobby, he'll be disappointed and frustrated, but they put effort in. This time he can't challenge his players' effort or desire, character, but it's just the clinical nature of their attack. It's just devoid of ideas. And you know, Halifax, every time they're up there, they look like scoring, they look like breaking tackles, making breaks, and it's the opposite for Bradford.
Here's Fairbank, drives it in, leading from the front. What a competitor he is. Tackle made, 15 away, 1 to Keys. Keys gets it wide. Worthington looking for that 100th career try. He's halted 5 or 6 again to go now. Here's Keys, will just settle things down, finds Kyle Wood. Wood to Jouffre. Jouffre mistimes the pass. Could be going into touch. It is.
Off of Bradford, I think. Off Patton, I think.
I think he's going to give it to Bradford, isn't he?
We'll take that. Keep the game interesting.
Well, 11 and a half left. So Halifax on a 6 again now. Will be a little bit disappointed with that. It's a slight touch, wasn't it? Gannon has gone for a breather. Crossley it is who's come back out there. Well, we've seen it a lot in the Championship on Premier Sports. Young guys like Gannon getting a go.
Flanagan back on. This is a big period now. There's 11 minutes left and they need 3 tries. Flanagan coming on as loose. They've got two hookers on the field at the same time, but they can both ball play. So this will free Deck Patton up now. George and Doyle will get their hands on the ball, and this is the area now. They're still in this game.
They are indeed. The ball now goes infield. Bradford looking for points. They need them here. Ball works its way across. Offloaded. Here they come, the Bulls. Burton weaving his way in field. Looking to play it now. Ball swings across the deck. Patton gets the ball away. Chance for Gill. Gill steps inside. Jouffre and Barber all over him. But Bradford now at least starting to move this Halifax defence around. They've got the player advantage again. Here now is Patton, gets it away. Doyle drives it in. Flanagan steps in. They've got numbers Patton's side if they go quickly. Patton has it now. Patton holds onto the ball, trying to get the pass away to Butler. Last one. Bradford need at least a repeat set here. They probably need some points, truth be told. And there's an injury, I think, for Butler.
Cramping.
Hopefully it's nothing more than that. Patton stabs the kick in goal. Oh, they've dived over the top of it. And I think it's going to be a 7 tackle, 20-metre restart. Halifax hanging on, but they survive.
That's how close it was. Ben Kavanagh just couldn't get to the ball, but it's actually worked in his favour. It looked like a terrific kick from Deck Patton. His kicking game near the line's been sensational. It's smart play from Kavanagh. I think he actually left it. Gets his team a 7 tackle set, and you would think they can hold them out for the next couple of minutes and they'll see this game out.
They will indeed. Halifax 9.5 minutes away. Worthington tackled. Crossley adds his weight to the challenge. Can Bradford hold firm here and maybe shoot down the other end and just give this game a bit of life at the end. Holcott drives forward, 25 away. Here they go now to Keys. Keys turns the ball back inside. Murphy with a tackle, last one. Keys is just hovering short side. Are they just going to run the ball in? There's another cramp here. I think referee will stop the clock. It's been a fast, furious game, hasn't it? There's a few players all around cramping up at the moment on both sides. It has been a fast, furious game here in the Bash. Let's have a look then at this red card that we saw early on for Joe Martin. So there's the high tackle.
Martin's not the one who started that. They're already in. Martin comes in now.
Well, is that deemed as has he deemed to have been thrown a punch there? Is that what they're saying? Well, let's have a look. Bradford have been caught in goal here. More pushing and shoving. So Halifax running the clock down here. Well, we've had another look at that red card. I can only assume that hand to the face has been deemed as a strike.
Awful decision. If we're sending players off for that, that's...
Well, here's a kick from Keys, and Leon says it every week about game management. What about that for a tackle and game management? They've gone short here. Halifax have it back.
Yeah, I think they just look now to maybe consolidate, just make sure they can get to the end of the sets, get into good positions. Keys will be organising with Jufre. Have a good shot here now. They've earned the right, 22 points to 6 up, 7 minutes to play.
Ball here now. Murray's looking to try and power his way over to wrap it up in style. He's tackled. Can Halifax get another score here? Trying to again barge their way over from close range. Wood gets it. Now he fires it wide to Keys. Keys stabs a kick through. They're chasing it. And it's taken dead by Dawson Jones. He got a touch on it. And Halifax are running this game out in style.
Really impressively on it, Joe Keys. The way his kicking game, not only the kicks he's been choosing to do, but the execution, the variation. I think he's been really, really good today.
Yeah, I think he's shown real high quality and endurance. Put the ball in the right areas at the right time. It's the right time as well. He's not been scared to kick on play 3, play 4 early, and all the kicks have found space when needed. So yeah, I think it's been fantastic this afternoon with his kicking game.
Well, we'll get the guys' player of the match thoughts in due course, but we might have had a good insight into it there as Barber takes it forward. Wood, Murray, 20 metres away. Bradford, wrong end of the field, and a 6 again here. Jufre pops it up for Barber, slips one. Barber going for the line, tackled 4 metres away. Garside will play another 6 again here. And now Colcott will take it forward, 8 away. Halifax looking to end despite being a player down in the ascendancy. Wood moves it to Keys. Keys, almost too many options there, and Jufre's kick goes dead. It'll be a 20-metre 7 tackle restart, but crucially, Kevin, that passage of plays run 2-3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, they've probably won the game when they did the kick chase and picked George Flanagan up and bundled him in. You know, the time's just ticking against them. So scoring a try, I think it was pretty nice play. They were patient, and then they had a crack. You know, the execution of their play just didn't quite work. They were looking for a shoulder ball. You know, that man Joe Keys just couldn't find his pass. We said he's played terrific today. He's been, you know, the heartbeat of everything. But yeah, Bradford are just going to run out of time. I think they won't stop trying. I think they've tried. Their effort's been terrific today. I think that's one positive for Bradford. If they keep putting this amount of effort in, they're playing one of the best teams in the league. So if they can keep, you know, consistently putting the effort in, things will turn for that man Mark Dunning.
And it's going to be, though, 5 successive defeats.
The area I'm worried about is their attack. I mean, they've scored 1 try last week from a kick. They've scored 1 try this week from a dive over. They really have got to make sure they get their attacking play sorted and improved.
Here is Patton now looking to get the kick away. It was blocked and caught by Jufre, and
it sort of sums the game up. That it's just made up. There's no, you know, real team attack. It's just Deck seeing something, bit of Frustration because he's not been able to unlock the defence. There's so many bodies on this edge where he's attacking against, because we can see it, they would have previewed it, you know, and the fullback's in the line, so he's looked at kicking, but every time it just looks so predictable when it goes to deck.
It does. Simon Griggs pretty happy. The one thing he won't be happy with, you know, they got 3 players back today from bans. They're still missing a couple, and there's every chance that Joe Martin might get a ban. And it is something that Halifax are going to have to tidy up, because you don't want to be without key players come the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't see Joe Martin getting a ban, but I completely get your point. They need to tidy it up. It's a couple of times where they lashed out and, you know, they lost the ball. It's another great kick. But yeah, if they are going to real push on now, they need all the best players on the field. They can't, you know, this could have affected them today. As it is, it's not going to affect them. It's Joe Martin's sending off. They've been able to cope, but the deeper they go into this competition, the better teams they play in form. You know, you've got to be squeaky clean, not only to keep your players on the field, but also the penalties.
Yeah. As Halifax will try and defend. Bradford now with only 3.5 minutes left. The belief has gone, and he's happy to be on the short bus trip home from Headingley tonight as they charge up the middle. Ball now working its way down the side. Neat hands there. Chance down the sideline for Miller. Gets the ball back inside. Good play. Kept alive by England. Now Gill will play it, gets it away to Deck Patton. Patton is going to kick over the top, trying to catch the winger out on the far side. It's really well read and a great chase, but ultimately it lead to nothing. But that was better. Good kick, good chase, good defence.
Yeah, and that's much better. The shot on the left-hand side, shifted wide, made a little bit of a break, and then Deck Patton gets the ball again. He sees the winger calling for the kick on the right-hand side. Puts a lovely kick over, just not long enough, but managed to tackle him. If you watch there, it's good. It's a great kick. The winger at the dots on his end up for the ball, just makes a good tackle, drives it back in goal. But at least they're still trying, at least they're playing to the final whistle. They've not given in, playing for the coach, playing for each other. Just not quite good enough tonight.
Goal line restart will bobble its way.
It's not the effort-based areas, it's the smarts, it's the rugby smarts, it's having a fullback playing halfback who's a runner, it's the service, you know, so it's the effort's there, they just not got the smarts.
Normally at the very least, when you're 12 versus 13, which we are now, you'd expect to see overlaps, and we're not seeing that, and that just shows you the lack of creativity.
Ball here with Flanagan, asking questions, probing. Well, like you said, he plays on the edge, Flanagan, and one thing he never does is never gives in. And he's tackled 10 away. Bradford looking for a consolation. Tackle made 5 away. Don't forget, Featherstone lead to come from the Bash, live on Premier Sports coming up after this one. Top 2 in the Championship. Here goes Patton now, got runners outside him, Burton into the line. Saltonstall did well, they had the overlap, but Saltonstall's tackle means they can't use it. 90 seconds left, high kick again from Patton. Bradford chasers closing in, ball dropped. Keys will collect it, and Keys will get into the field of play. The referee stops the clock. Let's get the thoughts then of Kevin Brown in respect to our player of the match.
Yeah, there's been some quality performances. I think Jacob Furbank, what he said about, you know, 0-1 for his team, he's definitely put a shift in. I think Daniel Murray as well, Ben Kavanagh, but for me it's the halfback Joe Keys. The way he's kicked the ball today, you know, the game management he's had all game, you know, the organisational skills, the creativity to be involved in the tries. I just think he's been, you know, the general for Halifax and really stood up today.
Yeah, and he was Championship Player of the Month last month, and I think, like we've spoken a few times on Premier Sports, that he's really growing into his role, maturing as a player, controlling this team. His halfback partnership with Jaffray is fantastic. Woodburn Hall out the back of them is also really dynamic, but it's Keezy that's his kicking game's won him the game today for me. I think he definitely deserves it.
Yeah, thoughts of the guys there. We'll hear from our player of the match, I'm sure, after this one, as Jaffray skips away from one. We'll also hear in the build-up He's lost that, Jouffret. That will be a knock-on, but it won't matter inside the final 30 seconds. And Halifax are going to bounce back from that surprise loss at London last week. They won 7 of the last 11 against Bradford now. They're starting to get the ascendancy. They've done the double. They'll meet again in a few weeks' time down at the Shea. But Halifax a step nearer cementing their place in the playoffs. So, ball into the scrum. Huda goes. That's it. Referee says that is the end of this one. Disappointment for Bradford, but it's joy all round for Simon Griggs. Not so much for Zach McComb, who's got his shoulder in a sling, but he looks quite happy with the situation. It's another win for Halifax, Kevin, and truth be told, they've done it pretty easily.
Yeah, they've done it pretty easy. If anything for Simon Griggs, I think he'd be a little bit disappointed that it wasn't by more. I think in the first half they was probably lucky to get a 14-point lead at the end, but I think they deserve more. And yeah, when you look at the overall scoreline, I just feel that they were far superior. And we mentioned it over and over again, and the man on screen was orchestrating fantastic attacking options for his team, and it just wasn't coming from Bradford. I've been really impressed by Halifax every time we've seen him on Premier Sports, and again so today.
Yeah, very much so. Upland Hall, influential as ever. George Flanagan there, sent to the sin bin. Let's get down to pitch side and get some live reaction. Ross Finney's is with our player of the match.
Betfred, player of the match. Listen to that crowd. What does it mean to you boys tonight?
Oh, it's amazing. We've been well supported all year, and that noise down there, the Fax fans are loving it, and so are we. Really brought us home, and it was awesome.
And you needed that after that loss against London last week?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you can't really look at form coming into derby games. They're always tough, and we knew Bradford would give us a tough game today, and we had a lot of, well, as Bob put it in the week, we had a lot of rights to wrong. So I think we've done that today.
And you personally, your game management skills, Kev was talking about your organisational skills throughout the game. You smashed it.
Well, that's what I have to do for the team. You know, our outside backs, Woody at full-back, our middles all dug deep today and got us going forward on the front foot. It makes my job miles easier.
Well done today. You go off and celebrate with that crowd. Cheers, thanks, Joe.